Hey, Braden, Trevor Groves, CUTigers.com here. How difficult was it for you sitting out most of last season, and how much do you think you've grown, and what areas have you grown as a player?
That was definitely one of the lowest points of my life. As far as not being able to play football, I didn't really play in high school much until later on, and then getting here, excited to play, and getting that year taken away from me was kind of hurt me. But I was able to grow a lot. Working with Coach V every day, you really get pushed over there, and it's like a whole completely different level that you're playing with over there, even during practice. So it's like I was really playing the whole year, but nobody was seeing it in a sense. And I would say probably the biggest things, I was able to work on was, blocking, getting hand placement, and then also like route running. I'm scouting different offenses, so I'm doing what different tight ends are doing from different colleges. So I'm able to work on, different things outside of our offense. But we had, the support staff and guys around here, keeping me invested in our offense, keeping me up to date with changes and things like that. So I was getting the best of both worlds, just trying to make the best out of it. But it was a tough situation, and obviously I don't always say that on anybody, but we finally got through it.
It's been a couple of years, probably since 2016, when the tight end position at Clemson, has really been prevalent in the passing game. Is that something that you think will really change this year with the group of players at tight end that you all have?
I think, we have a lot of guys on our team that can do a lot of different things. Even last year with me being out, I feel like a lot of guys stepped up in a way. And I'm just trying to be, the best version that I can be of myself, and, provide the best assets that I can to this team. And, I just trust in the coaches and the game plans that they make. And we just go from there. And I know they're going to put me in position to be successful, and just like they would anybody else. So it's a good situation to be in.
Hey, Braden, I think Tony Elliott mentioned in the beginning of camp that they're kind of moving you around a lot just because of your skill set, and then also cross-training specifically just because of the challenges this season presents. Just can you talk about where you've been moved, different positions you've been playing, and kind of just the versatility you bring?
I feel like me personally, I can play, anywhere on the field, pretty much all the positions, but especially like in the slot and then obviously at tight end. But we've installed pretty much like we normally would, and there's been I've been moved around a little bit. We do a few things here and there, but nothing really set in stone. I'm still obviously playing tight end for 99% of the time. So there's nothing really that's changed there, but I do believe that I can be versatile and move around if situations come, and with everything that's going on now, I feel like that can be a very liable option. So, but I'm ready for whatever I need to do.
Was there a play from one of the scrimmages, either situationally or one of the live scrimmages, that you had that stood out in your mind as probably one of your best plays of camp?
I can't hear. What did you say?
Was there a play in camp specifically during one of the scrimmages that stood in your mind, maybe not necessarily a score, but just a play that you felt like stood out overall?
You talking about me or just anybody?
You.
Yeah, there was a few in probably the second. Yeah, I guess the second scrimmage. It might have been a situational scrimmage. I felt like I just was blocking very good that day, and then I was able to make a few plays down the field. But other than that, I feel like it's just like a try to be consistent and let it be an everyday thing. So nothing really stands out to me that much.
Braden, what's it like up there on campus for people who don't know? Is it kind of strange not to the way it is right now? Is it easier to get around town? I mean, what's it like for you guys up there?
It's definitely easier to get around when we are going places, but to be honest, I haven't really been anywhere besides my house or my apartment and the facility, just because, I don't think it's fair for, guys to be going out and different things like that. Obviously, you're college students, you can do as you please. But, guys that this could very well be their last year, I don't think it's fair to put them in positions to, risking that. So I've really just been so it really has kind of been different, but I've just been more isolated But it hasn't really been that much of a difference of a change thing. But yeah, there's not a lot of traffic. Lines at fast food places are shorter, but other than that, it's not really that big of a difference to me.
Is it a little weird when you are out driving around somewhere and you see what it looks like and what it should look like?
Yeah, I guess if I'm driving through campus, then it'll look a little different. But I know students are here. They're just, people that have signed leases, different things like that are just taking their classes here online that aren't necessarily living on campus. So there's definitely students here. But as far as parking lots being so available, and there's so many parking spots on campus, and none of them are really taken. Even though we're not on campus or anything, driving by that, you can see that. But other than that, it's not really anything. I pretty much just come over here, work out, come over here, practice. If not, I'm at my house.
Wake Forest, I guess today said that they weren't going to have any fans at your game in a couple weeks. Is that going to seem strange to you? Are you guys okay with that? Is that just what's going to happen in this world we're living in now?
We have to create our own energy and bring our own energy. And we actually just got finished, kind of talking about that after practice. But it's gonna be a different year. Everybody knows it's gonna be a different year. You just have to have a best of one mentality. Just try to be the best you can every day, because you never know, tomorrow they might come out and say, the whole season shut down or whatever. So anything can happen. So you just have to be the best you can today. And but we're definitely going to create our own energy. And with the guys we have on this team, I don't think that'll really be a problem, because I think we play for each other. We're not necessarily, obviously we're playing for fans and, inspire and give them hope and things like that. But at the end of the day, we're who we go through camp with, who we go through all these practices with. That's who we're playing with. And as long as we're all together, I think we'll be just fine.
Braden, this is David Hood. A couple of the guys have said that this year has maybe given this team a little different chemistry than teams in the past have had. Have you seen that maybe this has brought you guys closer together than maybe you would have been if this hadn't all gone down like it has?
Yeah, I can see the chemistry being different, but I honestly, I feel like in the past years, it was a lot of guys. Obviously, we have leaders, we have seniors that are obviously our leaders, that we're going to lean on and off the field. But I think the biggest thing is it's like so incorporated between, freshmen, redshirt freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, everybody. I feel like everybody's just kind of, being a leader in their own way. Everybody's not a vocal leader. Some people just like to show you rather than tell you. But that would probably be the biggest difference. I feel like whenever I got here, everybody's looking up to, the guys that have been here 4 or 5 years, and those are the guys we're counting on. And obviously there's a few guys, younger guys that were able to be leaders and stuff, but I feel like that would be the biggest difference this year.
Braden, where do you feel like you've improved the most from the spring, summer, and then with the fall camp?
I would probably say just at the point of attack, being stronger at the point of attack is probably the biggest thing that I've improved on. We're going through camp, we're going through trying to get, we missed that, I guess, that May and June part of conditioning. So everybody's kind of, trying to get back right on that end. And, that's one thing I'm working on is my conditioning. But I would definitely say probably at the point of attack is where I feel like I've grown the most.
Hey, Braden, this is Grace Rayner with The Athletic. Do you have a Trevor Lawrence story that really stands out from this offseason in your mind?
I really don't, because I was at my house in Columbia most of the time. So as far as when we came back as skills and drills, Trevor's going to be Trevor. Cool, calm guy off the field, funny guy with a lot of dry humor. But as far as there's no stories that really stand out, because everybody was pretty much so isolated during the offseason that we really weren't. We were at the facility together, but then once we left, we were pretty much just on our own, knows everything that's going on.
Has he shown you anything new, or have you guys been surprised at all by, obviously you've seen what he's done the last 2 years, but I guess what's next for a guy like him?
To be completely honest, I couldn't tell you, because with a guy like Trevor, there's so many things that he's great at. You're nitpicking at things that, and you don't even know if you're completely right when you're saying things that aren't necessarily wrong, whether it be footwork, whether it be, how he holds the ball. I don't know. You can just nitpick simple little things with him, but it's still not. I mean, Trevor's gonna be Trevor, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, I think he's the best quarterback in the country, and I'm just glad he's my quarterback. But I mean, y'all seen us. It's not really much he needs to get better at.
Hello, Braden. This is Tyrese with Clemson Sports Talk. You're one of the veteran tight ends. So what have you seen from some of the younger guys, and how do you guys as a group?
I can't hear you. What did you say?
You're one of the veteran tight ends. What have you seen from the younger guys, and also from you guys as a group?
Well, I guess, you know, Davis, I feel like Davis is going to be a great player, makes plays, very strong at the point of attack. I mean, Davis Allen, you just watch out for Davis Allen because he's going to be a great player. Jalen Lay and Sage Ennis kind of got some things, you know, hung up. You know, Sage was dealing with some sicknesses pretty much all through our camp, so he's just now getting back, trying to get his win back under him. And Jalen's been dealing with his knee. But I think today was actually his first day back in a couple weeks. But I see guys, you know, we have a great chemistry on and off the field. I think we got to do a better holding each other accountable on the field. And as far as, you know, whether not letting the coaches, you know, say something to us, rather us saying things to ourselves, I feel like that's one part we have to grow at. And, you know, JC's obviously a great player. He's played the last, 2-3 years, really. But he's been here 5. So he's a veteran guy, knows the offense. And I feel like we have a lot of different pieces. And we can do a lot of different things with the tight ends because, you know, I can do one thing, Davis can do some things, JC can do some things, everybody can do different things. So I feel like there's going to be beauty in that. And obviously with a year like this, I feel like that versatility, you know, at that position is going to be big because, you know, we can go down at any time. We might lose 2 of us, next guy mentality. So that's kind of things that we're embedding, you know, in each other's minds that we have to be ready for.
Hey, Braden, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. What's it been like for you coming back now, working with Coach Pearman after the news that we learned, the situation we learned about from 3 years ago, and has he addressed that at all with the group?
Yeah, I had prior knowledge to that other than like before it really came out. And I know what kind of guy in person Coach Pearman is. So that was kind of something that just went through in one ear and out the other. You know, obviously there's things that are going on in this world today that, you know, just aren't right. And, you know, some people, it's hard to really get through their minds, you know, try to explain it to them and it's just not understanding. And Coach Pearman's not one of those people. He's very empathetic. He's very sympathetic about, you know, how we feel. And, you know, he's talked to, you know, specifically just me and Jalen because we're the only, you know, African-American tight ends and just made sure that, you know, everything was clear. And obviously I've been here 3 years. I know what kind of guy he is. I know what kind of person he is. And so I feel like, you know, obviously it was just a mistake. It happens. But, you know, he's forgiven and I'm happy he's my coach.
Was it heartening for you that he took the time to have that conversation with you and Jalen, and when was that?
Yeah, because he didn't have to. He knows that I know what kind of guy he is. I've never had any encounter like that with him. That was nothing he had to do. But, you know, he reached out and made sure that, you know, we knew how he felt about it. We knew how he felt about us. So, yeah, I feel like that was very important because it's not something he had to do. He could have easily just, you know, let it blow over, not say anything about it. And I probably wouldn't have addressed it because I know how he's treated me. I know how he's treated, you know, other African-American guys on my team. So that's not really anything I ever questioned. But still, he took the time out of his day, you know, to contact us, make sure we didn't have any questions, make sure the air was clear between us. And I'm thankful for that.
Kind of as a follow-up, Braden, was there ever a larger team conversation about that situation, or did it stay in the tight ends room? Like, did you guys address that as a team?
But when all this came out, everything was virtually, so we weren't meeting. In person, so to speak. So yeah, it was virtually. We had we had a conversation with just the tight ends, and then we had a conversation with just the offense because we had a few team meetings, but Coach Sweeney was the only one really speaking during those meetings. But Coach Pearman did talk in front of the whole offense virtually. You know, kind of cleared the air. You know, make sure everybody understands where he's coming from. And once again, he didn't have to do that. So I feel like guys just, they understood it. Obviously, mistakes happen. But at the end of the day, I feel like everybody on this team that knows, the kind of person he is and the kind of coach he is.
Braden, how have you tried to help Xavier as he's kind of dealing with everything that's going on with him? I know you guys are friends, and how's he been holding up through all of this?
Yeah, Xavier's my boy. But, we worked out together over the summer in Florence. I was down there. We worked out a lot at his house and around his neighborhood. So I feel like I think he had some sicknesses going on before then. Then we started working out together, and then recently, I think maybe a few weeks before camp started, he just got hit with some bad sicknesses, right away. And it sucks for a guy like that who's so talented like that, who has so much potential like that. But X he's been working his butt off, trying to get back right. I'm not really sure if they have any timetable set for when he's planning on coming back or with this rule. He can come back anytime and the year won't count. So I feel like that'll be a positive for him. So he'll be able to get his body back right, get in shape how he wants to be in shape, and come back and be the best version of himself.
Braden, speaking of having that extra year, that's got to be pretty exciting from your perspective, especially because last year NCAA didn't grant that for you. Have you thought about how that might affect your career?
Yeah, that. I think I tweeted about it. I think as soon as they came out and said something. But that's big because to the day that I die, I'm gonna say I didn't do anything wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong at all. So giving them that year back or giving me that year back is going to be huge. Regardless of what I do, it's just the fact that I have that time on my side now, and I can continue like I never lost a year. Obviously, it sucked because it already happened, and I already had to sit out that year. But at the end, it all worked out, and I'm just thankful for that.
Right, and I know you said like you didn't do anything wrong, and you don't know what happened or whatever. Did you ever? It's been a while since I talked to you. Has anything further happened to that, or have you just kind of moved on and kind of said?
I moved on from it. There's no point in looking in the past. There's nothing I can do about it now. I was out for a year. Regardless whether they were right or whether they were wrong, they made a decision. It happened. So the only thing I can do is move on and just try to be the best person, the best player that I can be.
Braden, based on what you've seen so far of this defense, how is it different from last year in your mind, based on what you've seen?
I would probably say the biggest difference is Skowski's still the same. Obviously, he's gotten better, but he's still, hard hitting, always talking, always lead the defense. I feel like from that perspective, nothing's really changed. The back seven, I feel like they've grown up a lot. Obviously, we lost a lot of people, so I guess to y'all, it wouldn't really seem like they've been growing up. But seeing from the back seven from in the spring to now, they've grown tremendously. Guys are stepping up. And then as far as the D-line, the D-line's grown a lot. I feel like the D-line is very deep at D-tackle and D-end. Miles is going to be great. Brian's been great. And obviously, Justin's been out. But KJ, Maskell, and guys like that have been able to, work me. I'm able to work them. And we're just iron and sharpening iron and just able to get better like that. But, everybody's grown. And I feel like everybody's in a better spot than they were, even in the spring. So.
Braden, I'm assuming y'all, the team had another round of tests yesterday when y'all got back?
Yeah, we got tested. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, we got tested Monday.
Has Coach Sweeney shared with you like the collective results, whether y'all are still favorable in that game?
No, I'm not sure of the results. They let us know individually if we have any problems or if we need to go see a doctor, if we need to go do anything like that. But as far as the team's concerned, I do not have any information of that.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Hey, Braden, going back to your versatility, I hate to use it, it's an overused phrase, but secret weapon. You can line up in the slot, you can line up off the line of scrimmage, you can line up out wide in the backfield. Does that make this position fun, and do you feel like because there are so many options once the ball is snapped, that does kind of make you a secret weapon in this offense?
I would definitely say that it makes the position fun. But like I said earlier, the biggest thing that I'm working on, and I would say to anybody, I'm working on my conditioning to be able to play at 100% as long as I can. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that I need to work on right now. But yeah, it's definitely. I mean, playing football is fun. You shouldn't be here if you don't think whatever you're doing is fun. But at the same time, it requires a lot of work. You have to learn the offense. You have to learn protections. Learn blocking schemes, learn routes, and learn the different concepts of routes and things like that. Stem, stacking defenders, different things like that. So a lot goes into it, but it's definitely fun, especially once you get the hang of it. And then, like I said earlier, if you're in shape and you're conditioned that you can play full speed the whole time, that makes it even better.
I'll take a couple more for Braden.
Braden, this is Tyrese again. I came in a little late, so I don't know if anybody's asked you this question. Do you feel any pressure, after your performance against LSU and people were anticipating you coming back?
I do not. I don't feel any pressure at all. I think I've said it multiple times. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to be the best version that I can be. And now more than ever, not focusing on outside noise because, a lot of people have things to say, but at the end of the day, you're playing with your brothers, and in a lot of places it's not going to be fans, so you're not even playing for fans anymore. But I don't really feel any pressure. I just want to go out there and be the best player that I can be for this team.
Last one here, David.
Hey, yeah, going back to kind of what Pete asked a little bit ago about, playing at Wake Forest and now there's going to be no fans. How do you get your energy up for something like that where you go out? You're used to playing scrimmages in an empty stadium, but here you are. You're going to be on the road at Wake Forest, and it's just going to be empty. How do you get your energy up? How does that affect the offense?
I would probably say pregame music, and just guys in the locker room and guys on the field. Obviously, we're supporting each other every day at practice, and it's really just going to be like you said, a scrimmage day. But obviously, I feel like subconsciously and consciously that you're not playing. You're not playing. Well, you are playing Clemson in a sense, but you're playing Wake Forest or whoever it may be. And so that should motivate you, to want to play your best, want to be your best.
All right, everybody.